Bev's going, man. Gotta get the bevs going. Hope the audio isn't too loud. Oops. Oh, I see. That's now nice and comfortable for me. Yeah, bro. Let's see this shit, bro. Let's see what one. Let's look at the live chat. Let's go post it on Instagram and get this live shit going, bro. Let's do this shit, man. I'm very excited to share all this with you guys. Let me see. Oh, my bad. That was the wrong thing that I did there. I want to do that like that, and then that like that. Sorry, just doing some administrative things here. This shit ain't bright enough. Let me brighten it, man. Let me brighten it, bro. Whoever just like logged in, you see how you brighten up the stream. Whoever just started watching, you see Adventures in Skateboarding. Oh, 6:21 a.m. Early riser. But yeah, as soon as you logged in, like everything got brighter. Like you make the world a brighter place, man. Let me just set this shit up so that it's super nice. But can only be so good. Okay, I gotta quickly post about this on bro, can this shit just close itself, bro? Technology is difficult, man. Let's see. Jorix board. Let's see. And I gotta post about it on Instagram. Thank you to everyone for joining. Shout out Adventures in Skateboarding at 40 plus. Shout out Vasco. Let me know how the audio is. I hope it's not like blasting and it's not like too loud. I'll try to be like, you know, level and stuff, but you know, I don't have the compressor built into my throat. So this is it. Let's see. Ooh, we can't see that. There was something bad that featured in the post. Thank you. We're live, man. Okay, let me post that and then we're ready to go. So okay, audio looks good. What's up, Maxime? Thank you for joining. Okay, guys, so there's a lot that we're going to go through today, but ultimately the goal of today's video is to show you guys the Project 254 concave stuff, right? What I chose, why I chose it, and just show and share all those details with you guys. But in order to know where we're going, we got to know where we came from, right? It's going to be a bit long-winded, but I want to take you guys through the journey of a lot of the different boards that I've tried and how they influenced me and how my tastes ended up the way they are today and why I chose what I chose on the concave for my Project 254 Pro model with Shangang skateboards. So, you know, obviously, I feel like some people out there are like, oh my God, Abuga, man, you skate so many fucking decks and shit. Like, the concave is gonna be crazy. And really, that's not the case, man. It's very simple. It's very basic. If you know me, if you've been following the channel, you know I'm not a complicated guy. I like simple things. So really, it's gonna be simple. One signature of mine, I guess, so far is that I don't like a lot of taper. And as you guys can see, the board is a literal brick shape. So yeah, anyway, let's get started. If you guys have anything you want to say, comment, share, anything you want me to check out, let's talk about it. So yeah, should I move myself here? Okay, I'll just be moving myself as needed. So wait, UK error, here we go. This is Kenya error. Right, so let's go back to the very beginning. Yo, what's up, Jason? Good to see you in the chat. You should be at work though. Should be no, I think you're off now. It's like probably 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Jason is part of Shan Gang. Oh, you want to hop on? Damn, this might be tricky. This might be tricky. You have 20 minutes. Oh, man. Okay, let's see. This might be tricky. Jason, DM me on Instagram right now. Let's see how we can get you to hop on. Maybe I call you on Facebook Messenger. I think that would probably work. That's what usually works. Let's see. Yo, I will have to call you on here. Damn, this is changing everything. Things are moving very fast. Camera top left corner would be mint. Okay, there we go. You'll see, subscribers are much smarter than I am, bro. Home office watching this, bro. Legendary, man. That work from home vibe. Own boss shit. Yeah. Let's see what Jason is saying. Anyway, as we wait for Jason to respond to the messenger message, I will proceed. I will proceed, right? I will proceed with it. So the first board that I ever tried in my life was a Jorex board from Nakumat. From Nakumat. So just wait, let me just put this like this. Make sure I can see the chat. There we go. Yeah, the first board that I ever tried was a Jorex board from Nakumat. I don't think it's here anymore. Jorex skateboard, Nakumat. Let's see if it comes up. Nakumat is like this regional chain. Yeah, this cheap stuff, bro. Like this is the real cheap China board, bro. Like literal plastic. Okay, it was better than this. I think. Let's see. I don't know, man. It had Jorex skateboard, Nakumat, British Bulldog. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's not coming up, but it was literally cheap Chinese board. Yeah, Jorex, I think. I think this is it. Jorex. Cheap, like mass-produced. Hey, we've come full circle, bro. We started with the cheap Chinese board. Now we're going to the expensive Chinese board. That's crazy, man. That's some insane synergy, bro. See how God brings it all together. Crazy shit. But I had the cheapest deck, cheapest trucks, cheapest wheels, cheapest bearings. It was absolutely terrible. But that was the first board that I ever skated, that I ever got my hands on. There were a couple problems with that board that I didn't realize at the time because I never tried anything else. But I learned to ollie, I learned to hill flip, I learned to kick flip, but it really limited my progression. Within a couple months, I destroyed the pivot cups, the bushings. Like I really fucked up everything on that board. And I think I broke it. But to be fair, at the time, it only cost, yeah, bro, I've been skating China wood for very long, man. I've been out here, bro, supporting China since day one. Who can say that? Who can say that shit? But yeah, it limited my progression, but it was pretty flat. In terms of concave, I didn't learn anything. I didn't learn anything, but it costed about 20. Okay, we're getting a call from Jason. Now I gotta set it all up. Let's see. Jason, 1 sec, daddy.
Yo.
1 sec, daddy. 1 sec. Let me just set it up. I also gotta start my virtual camera.
The interruption. This is unexpected.
Say again.
Arrival here.
Say again.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear Jason?
What's yeah, hello everyone. What's the live stream about?
So let me just see if I can wait. I gotta set up my camera first. Yeah, there you can see me.
I got like.
So the live stream is about Project 254 Pro model. I don't know if you have one on hand.
Fuck, not in here. I sent it to Australia to one of our riders to test.
Ooh.
I had a prototype, but I don't have it anymore.
All good, man. Let me just set this up so it looks all nice and people don't complain. What is going on? Why are we getting like double double camera shit. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. Nah, I reckon it should be alright. Let's leave it like that.
Wait, okay, I
can't
see the issue. Okay, now it's good. Now it's okay. Yeah, so this is the behind the scenes shit that we usually do before the live stream, bro. Alright, well, let's go, man. Yeah, today's live stream, we're talking about fucking Project 254, all the concave details. But since you're here, let's talk a little bit about the collaboration process, man. I've been talking a lot with Dayang, who is the guy who actually, like, I don't actually know, bro. Like, can you tell us a little bit about Shangang? Like, who is Shangang? What is Shangang? Like, and can you like lower the camera so we can see your face? Can see if you're like lying or telling the truth, bro.
Just having a cigarette. I'm not sure if it's appropriate to show it in the.
Cheers, man. You can show whatever the fuck you want, bro. If you wanna smoke crack cocaine, bro, that's all on you, man. Feel free, feel welcome. Alright, tell us.
Let me finish this. Okay, so what happened with Shangang is Dayang started this project back in 2018.
Right.
I met him in China in 2016, and I've always had him on my WeChat, on my contact, and then I come back to China in 2020. So started, I had a full-time job at the time, and it was getting really boring. And then I saw Dayang having he brought like a new CNC machine at the time, and then he's starting to working on some crazy stuff. I was like, dude, let me head over there and make an interview about you. And then it was supposed to be me making an interview of Dayang and then put it out on the YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
And that never happened. I ended up staying there and start working on Shangang with them.
Yeah. So that's
the plan was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the plan was me staying there for like 2 weeks or like a week, and then make a little documentary. But I ended up staying there for half a year. Start working on everything and got involved in designing and all that. And I learned, we sort of both learned how to do everything together.
Right.
Because he wasn't like a very experienced board builder at the time as well. Before 2020, he made a lot of different decks. You can see that black seal on the website you popped up. The 1, 2, 3, the number 3 picture. That's one of our really early project with maple and carbon. So that's one of our really early work. That's before I got involved in Shangang. So I had a little bit of experience, but not so much. And then, eventually, we start working together, and that's kind of just happened. And then me, I'm just been always working on the social media side of things and marketing.
Right.
Also, website and everything. And because I travel a lot, I'm not always at the workshop. If I'm there, I'm there helping him making board and stuff. So that's kind of my role in Shangang.
Nice. For the people that missed our interview with Shangang on the Instagram, here's what Dayang said, right? Shangang is a downhill brand founded by me, Dayang, in Hangzhou, China in 2018. It is dedicated to creating the best downhill products and promoting local community culture. There are numerous high-quality mountains and roads near the Zhejiang province. I don't know if I said that right. Shangang. Then he said Shanang is a traditional Chinese term for a series of low hills, which is typical terrain found in Zhejiang. In spoken language, gang is homophonous with gang and carries the meaning of being hard, symbolizing that we are the most resilient part of the community and will not abandon our ideals. I thought that shit went so hard. I loved it. But that was pretty cool. So what initially made you want to work with Downhill 254/me? Like what sparked that idea in your brain?
Oh, I think what happened was at the time I hit you up, that was somewhere around last year, right? I think.
Yeah.
It was somewhere around last year. And so what happened is Dayang went to bed. It was at middle of the night. And I was just chilling in the basement, look all the decks we have. And had a few cold one. I got drunk. I was like, okay, let me talk to someone. And I was watching your board review. I was like, okay, this guy have a lot of fucking opinions on decks. So let's talk to him and see what's up.
Yeah.
So I think I just called you, and then we ended up had a fucking long conversation.
Yeah, I remember.
Talking about a lot of random shit.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. So like you saw
So
that I had opinions about boards and stuff, and then you're like, "Fuck it, let's work together. Let's see what the fuck we can build." Yeah,
yeah, yeah, because I'm like, I looked around, I'm like, okay, now we have all the fancy machineries in here. We can make boards, and
yeah.
this guy have a lot of ideas, and apparently he doesn't like most of the stuff on the market. So let's see what he can make.
Yeah, that's true. I'm very fucking opinionated, and I love talking shit. So yeah, so obviously I gave you guys like we're not gonna share the concave details, but I gave you guys a spec sheet. It had a lot of information. Without divulging all the details, I'm just gonna ask you a series of questions. Like, how did you guys interpret the worksheet? Was it hard to work with, or was it simple to like adopt and like implement in your design process? Like, how did that?
Not really.
Yeah,
It wasn't too hard because
yeah,
we're not really get into the details of the concaves yet, right?
yeah. Not yet, not yet.
Okay, but what you had in mind was, I mean, the real design is what we've had before. We've made
Right.
something very similar, so that wasn't very tough. And the real concave as well is something we've been wanting to do, and we have done other similar project with other writer as well. I mean, didn't happen eventually. A lot of shit went on in that project, but yeah,
Yeah,
we've done the very similar design, everything. So what you're looking for isn't really that hard to get it down, and maybe the most challenging part would be the construction. The construction would be the most challenging part.
yeah,
Took a little bit longer than we thought to get it dialed in, and
yeah,
at the time we had so much other project to work on as well. So I mean, this was supposed to happen ages ago, but
yeah.
it took a little bit longer than I thought.
Yeah, but we're here now.
Yeah.
I think we can actually talk about the concave, but let's wrap up the specification stuff. So no challenges. Were you surprised by any of like the specification choices? Like, were you surprised by anything or not really?
Oh, I mean, for the width,
Yeah,
for me, I like writing big boards, and
right.
I've never written anything that narrow. But
Yeah.
for me, I'm around like 6 foot tall, like 185 centimeter. That's like 6 feet
Damn,
tall.
dude, you're fucking
So
tall, man.
yeah, so like, and Diane's fucking 192 centimeter. So
What the
he's way
fuck?
taller than me.
Bro, what the
So
fuck are
like,
they feeding you guys in China, bro? What's the diet, man? You gotta tell us,
and
man.
Diane never really skated small stuff as well,
Yeah,
and he haven't skated in such a long time because he's been busy with working, and well, I was very surprised on how
yeah,
comfortable I am on this deck because I did had some tracks on this, and I did a little bit of skating, not so much because I'm a little bit busy at the moment as well, so I don't have too much time to skate. But yeah, I was very comfortable on
yeah.
the front concave. I've never skated anything this flat either. I usually like something with like a little flare in the front to
Yeah,
keep my foot locked in. And yeah, that's the idea on our other deck, the CR 1500.
right.
Has a two little wheel flare in the front, so that's something I'm really used to. So with this, it doesn't feel like a 8.4
Thing.
deck
Yeah.
because I had an experience on the what is it called, the Lanyards. Ah, shit, what is the name? They have a downhill deck with the 8.3 width.
El Peligro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I think so. It's with a red logo in the middle,
yeah,
like a strip in the middle.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. This one.
yeah, yeah. This is it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had a little bit of experience on this deck, and 8.3 feel very very narrow for me, and I
yeah.
wasn't comfortable at all. And then
Same.
um we had a 8.3 deck years ago as well. It's called a standard, and it was 8.3 as well. I took it to a race in Malaysia. I
Yeah,
sort of made it to podium as well, but I wasn't fully comfortable on that deck as well. And so yeah, ever since that, I'm like, there's no way I can ride anything under
yeah,
8.9
yeah.
until I try this. I think it may have something to do with the flat concave.
I
It
I think
makes
so.
a lot more
Yeah,
forgiving, because with complex concave 8.3 width sort
yeah,
of feels very sketchy.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, to talk a little bit about the width with you as well. Like, um, when looking at the width, I don't like a lot of taper, but I noticed that with like the Rocket Rhino, like a little bit of taper is nice. Because like depending on the width of your trucks and also skating a variety of trucks, like sometimes going a bit narrower can be nice, and having too much width can be overwhelming as your feet can get lost. But one key thing that I really wanted with these trucks is like, yeah, it's about 8.4. Oh, sorry, let me use the mouse. It's about like 8.43 here, but really it's about 8.6 under your heels. So theoretically, depending on where you mount your front trucks, it should be slightly narrower or slightly wider, depending on how wide your trucks are. So you can sort of like dial that in theoretically. So yeah, that's fucking sick. Anyway, let's talk about the construction, because like there's a lot of wild shit you guys did, man. I'd say for the let me see if I can pull up some pictures. For the viewers at home, this is the place me and fuck. Okay, let me see if I can get like sorry, let me do some shit behind the scenes. Let me see if I can get like a fucking shit. Oh, that's my bad. Okay, let me wait. Sorry, there's a lot happening. Let me see if I can get like a slideshow real
But
quick.
someone in the comments says if he starts smoking crack, I'd buy a Shanghai. No question.
Bro, this is the secret, man. This is the fucking this is how you get this is how you sell stuff, bro. This is marketing, man. This is real marketing. They don't teach you this in school, bro.
Yeah.
This is that good shit, man.
Wait, how many people we got here? Can you see how many?
Just 8 for now.
That's not bad. Oh yeah, that's my home. That's my second home.
Wait, sorry. Let me sort of solve this shit like this. Let me put this here. Construction process. Venom marketing, exactly, bro. We're taking over, bro, with the new Venom. Not really. Okay, this slideshow is kind of shit, but you guys get the idea, right? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the construction. So initially, what I wanted was I wanted something really simple. Like to me, when you guys told me that you wanted like you're gonna do urethane rails, I was kind of like hesitant, right? Not because I don't have faith in like urethane rails or anything like that, or like vertical lamb, but I tried the Tortuga and I didn't like how the Tortuga felt. So for me, I was really looking for something like classic, like you have on your other boards, like the CR 1500 with like the maple and the carbon. Because on my Rocket Rhino, there's like a way that maple and carbon like absorb road vibrations, right? When done right. They absorb it well, but at the same time, it doesn't like dull it too much. It's just like sort of like a Goldilocks feeling. So I'm really interested to see how you guys have dialed in the whatever construction you have now, which I'll allow you to explain to like the people, because I do think it's interesting, and also you've taken some steps to accommodate me and my wants. So yeah, I'll just leave you to explain what you guys ended up doing and some cool things about the process, if possible.
Yeah. So with this deck, we had about 7 to 8 different prototypes in different constructions, and
Fuck.
I mean, only urethane rails. We have a lot of random prototypes in the warehouse. We tried we tried different compositions, you know, with different weight of carbon fibers. I don't know how to say this in English, but you know how carbon fiber has different weight. Some of those are 800 grams, some of those are 300 grams. So we tried a lot of those different compositions. You know, for example, like 2 layers carbon on top, and 2 anti-reaction at the bottom with glass fiber, and then 1 on top, 3 at the bottom. So we've tried so many of those. And I think the picture you have in there, that was the first generation of prototype, which was the 8.75 version. We ended up changing that because because of the
The
look.
width. Yeah.
Because of the look, it wasn't that great. So
Yeah.
yeah, we made some changes, and right now it looks a little bit sleeker and has better aesthetic.
Right.
So for my experience, I always loved writing maple decks as well.
Right.
And
Yeah.
just classic construction, 7-8 ply maple with 2 carbon and the glass that usually do the trick. But the reason why we decided to go full urethane route on this is because we have our production line set up for urethane route for the whole year.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
so when you're making a board for us to make a board, if we were making the mold, urethane round mode is urethane round mode, and maple mode is maple mode. It's two different mode,
Right.
and well, for a CNC, all the position pins and everything is already set up with the urethane rail construction because we've been making so much urethane rail deck this year, and
Right.
for us, urethane rails makes more sense because the flow is way faster.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we can make urethane rail deck way faster than maple decks, and the blemish rate is a lot lower as well.
Damn. Okay.
So
That's
yeah,
surprising.
it's
Yeah.
a lot lower. Is with urethane rails, we probably have like 1 or 2 blemish deck. We used to have like over 50% blemish rate on urethane rails, but we
Fuck.
spent a lot of time working on that, and now it's getting so much better. And we're just more confident in this type of construction, other than the maple as well. I think
Yeah.
we're going to make some maple decks next year. This
Nice.
year we're just gonna finish everything with urethane and carbon, all the fancy stuff, but
Right.
also at an affordable price because the cost is not as heavy as you think it is on the urethane decks if you get the working flow right.
Nice.
And
I gotta ask. So like, what? So from the ground up, like, sorry, dude. Wait, I gotta answer this. So you continue.
yeah, go for it.
Sorry, it's my mom calling. Yeah, let's continue. So, let's talk about the construction, right? So, like, can you explain the board from the ground up? Like, how does this shit work? Like, obviously, you guys, you create the mold, CNC that shit, and then how then do you build the board from that? Because it looks kind of wild to me.
Yeah, so for the construction, are you talking about the step by step on how this board is made?
Yeah, pretty much. Because like, it's a I don't know, man. It's crazy. Like, I don't know this shit, bro. Like, how? Like, I
Yeah.
see you CNCs.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
So what happens? We make the mold, right? And
Right.
we make the mold with all the wheel wells and everything on the mold. So when we press the composite layers on it, you
Yeah.
have the carbons pressed into the wheel wells. That is also one of the reasons why it doesn't work on maple deck because we
Right.
can't pre-cut all the wheel wells on the maple decks. It
Right.
kind of works, but we have to do it twice. We have to press them first. We have to press them first, and
Right.
then cut out the wheel wells and then put them back in the mold to be able to have the full wrapped wheel wells and
So-
flash mount with carbon fiber.
Wait. So at this stage, what is this? What is this exactly?
Okay, so this is a feather. So this is called a feather wood. It's a type
Right.
of core,
Uh-huh.
and we'll cut the slot with CNC machine,
Uh-huh.
and then pour urethanes in there. And we have this incredibly fast bonding urethane. It takes about 3 to 4 hours to fully cure.
Mhm.
So once after 3 to 4 hours, it's all good to go. So first you have this big plank of wood. We cut
Right.
all the urethane rails and the important parts where we put the urethanes in there. So
Right.
after you put the urethanes in there, they're gonna have a lot of urethane on top of it. That's not even.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you have urethanes like all over this wood plank.
Right.
And then what happens is a lot of company they mill the whole thing on CNC, which takes a lot of time. For us, we have this special machine that'll even out the whole surface, and then takes about 20 seconds each side. So once you have the right thickness, for example, like 9mm, 8mm, so we'll mill them down in this special machine. It takes 20 seconds, and then we put it on CNC to cut the wheel wells. It takes about like a minute or two to cut each stack. And then what happened is we grab that, which is what you see on the machine right now. That's
That's the featherwood core with like the CNC
and fully cured.
Yeah. But one question.
Yeah.
So the featherwood core, is that vertically laminated, or is it like what is it? The featherwood core?
Oh no, it's not vertically laminated.
Right. It's just a wood plank.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a wood plank, but it's very light and it's strong enough.
Right.
So we did a lot of testing on this, and CR 1500 is also made in the same construction, exactly the same as well as the LDP DAC.
Right.
So it works. It works, and I do believe I've seen other companies use the same core as well.
Right.
So
okay. Yeah.
This saves a lot of time to do the VLAN on the core.
Yeah.
And as long as you add enough composite layers on it and with a little bit more concave design, they're definitely like strong enough. So unfortunately wise, and the urethane rails is also incredibly strong. We have a distributor in Thailand, and he did a test on a lot of across different brand urethane DACs, and our urethane rail is definitely holding up real well. And the reason why we prefer to do urethane rails is we don't have to wait such a long time for the urethane to cure. Like I said, it takes 3 to 4 hours, which is incredibly fast. So to make a batch of DACs, it really depends on Dayan. If he's not lazy, we can get it done within like 3-4 days. So
nice. So after this process is done, how then do you like wrap it with the carbon? Like what happens then?
Yeah. And then after this, we'll get all the carbon fibers, and then we start the laminating process. So we put epoxy on it, and then start doing the laminating with fiberglass and carbon fibers, and then we'll put them in the bag, and then we check it on the press, and then we have a heated hydraulic press, and with the heating system we have, press each stack takes about 20 minutes to 25 minutes. So it's also very fast and efficient.
Nice.
So everything is dialed according to the urethane construction. That's why I said our production line is set up for urethane rails at the moment. So we try not to change that until we finish everything urethane, and then we'll change the mold, we'll change the settings on the press, and then we'll change the layout on the CNC, and we'll start working on the maple DACs.
All right. All right. Nice, man. That's a bit of a background. I'm really eager to finally get the board in my hands. I think like this shit pretty cool, man. This shit fucking sick.
I think you're gonna love it, because for me, I feel like doing toe side slide on this is cheating.
Don't hype me up, man. Don't fucking hype me up, bro. You're gonna make me bust,
it feels easy. Like I do not write Torco blocks like that much that often, and I'm trying not to use it. And then because I'm just lazy, I just can't be fucked doing all the Torco block thing. And this doesn't require a Torco block, and it's really good.
All right, that's very promising. We got a couple questions in the chat. We have someone saying, can you make a longer freeride board?
Yes, we can. We have not exactly a freeride board. We have a dancing board that is in a very similar like the same construction, and it's coming out soon. And then what are the questions we have? The price we will get to that. I think in a week or two. Yeah. For the pricing, and the featherwood and PU rails priced onto the mold, or is it entirely shaped cut by CNC? It's a 2 separate process. Hold on, let me see this again. It's the featherwood and PU rail priced onto the mold. Not priced onto the mold. So what happens is we have this big plank of wood. We cut the slot for the rails, and then we pour the urethane in there, and then you're gonna have a lot of urethane and random bubbles on top, which is a little bit thicker than the wood itself. Then we will put in this machine, flat out the surface, and then cut the wheel wells on CNC. Because if you cut the whole thing on CNC, if you flatten out the surface on CNC, it's going to take a very long time. Yeah, that is the dancing board.
Look.
Yeah, that's the factory there.
Nice. And then this is him. This is the dancer guy shredding it, bro. I thought this clip was pretty fucking sick, man.
Yeah, the dancer guy shredding on the freaking dancing deck. This guy's really good. He's the dancing, like I think dancing freestyle champion in 2018.
Crazy.
There's this competition called Silicon Longboard Dance in Europe somewhere. He went there and got the world champion title.
And he can fucking shred.
Yeah, he got it. He was skating about a few months ago, and he's already doing fucking well.
Like, he looks confident. And we got one more question. Is it easy for you to adjust the size of the board, say for a slightly narrower one?
If you're talking about slightly narrow, that wouldn't be too hard because you see we have a lot of room on the urethane rails. Yeah. If it's not too much, then you just end up having like a thinner urethane rails, but that's not gonna have any big impact on the strength. And it's still going to be waterproof, weather resistant, and all that. If you need to change the shape, then we'll have to redesign the whole, the whole cutout. And like really, if Diane is not lazy, he can be done within a day. But you know how it is.
You know how it is. Skaters, bro. So yeah, that's let me see if I have any other questions. I hope you don't have to leave just yet.
I got like 3 minutes.
All right. Let me see. I don't have any other questions. Anyone in chat have questions? I can't really think of anything at the moment. What concave?
Dude, you just got $2.
Hey, €2, bro. €2. That's like that's lit. What concave will the board have? So I'm going to talk about the concave in a little bit. Actually, that's what this video was about. I have like a whole fucking thing that I want to do where I talk about like different boards in my past and how it's influenced my decision for this certain concave. So you're going to have to wait a little bit. It's going to be a journey to get there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be enjoyable. But yeah, if anyone else has any questions for Jason, and shout out Kyriakos for the donation as well. Thank you so much.
Oh, should we talk about that air vent on the deck?
Yeah, let's talk about the fucking aerodynamic air vent, bro.
So that aerodynamic design right there. Yeah. We took it to a lab in a university, and we spent about $200,000 on the design and all the testing to finally get the result. It will make you go 10% faster.
You heard it here, bro. 10% faster, bro. Like that's like what?
I'm just bullshitting, man. It's
nah, bro. What's the no? Let's check. Well, downhill skateboarding.
It's just for the
speed. Nah, bro. You can't say that, man. Let's see. 917 miles per hour. Let's say if we got 10%. Let's see. Let's calculate.
10%. It actually does add something to the deck though, which I'll talk about it in a bit.
Listen, if Pete had this, he could hit 100 miles an hour. Pete, rest in peace. But you heard it here, bro. If he had a Shangang deck with a fucking aerodynamic cutout, he could hit 100 miles an hour. You guys heard it here first.
Holy shit, dude, 91 miles. I have no fucking clue. That's the world record?
Yeah, bro. It's crazy. It's fucking insane, isn't it?
Fucking shit. Yeah, that is nuts. Think about it, like 91 miles.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, tell us now, what is it really for though?
Yeah, so really like the actual design behind this, we wanna make a very cool design that doesn't look just like anything else on the market right now, and we like sports cars, and we watch we watch a lot of like racing like videos and stuff on YouTube, and we realize all the super sport cars have all the like crazy air vent and on the hood, and it looks very awesome. So we want to add that to the concave as well, and also
Nice.
it's kind of like folding the paper. If you have a little bit more complex design on the deck, it helps with the torsional flex as well. So
Nice.
with the CR 1500, we had that contour in the middle of the deck, and which means you have a very wider platform, like a middle concave in the front foot, and in the middle where you don't stand, it goes narrow. It goes really narrow, and so have that in the middle will make your board will make your board stiffer. Yeah,
Right,
I don't
I
know if
see.
you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see. Yeah, so in the
Right.
front you have a wider platform, and in the middle where your foot doesn't go, it goes really narrow. So it's kind of, if you grab a piece of paper and you're trying to do that, you realize that it will add more. Yeah, it will add more torsional flex, torsional
Nice.
stiffness to the deck.
Rigidity. Nice.
Yeah,
This is pretty
rigidity,
sick,
bro.
man. I like it. Well,
Can I
thank
use
you.
it with Scotch Block? Yeah, you can ride it with Scotch Block. Dayan ride it with 158 millimeter caliber, and with small wheels you can get away with it, but we do recommend going for like 110, 120 millimeter
Precision
precisions for
trucks,
the
bro.
best performance.
You could skate it with the Rebirth R1.
The Rebirth,
To be reviewed, obviously, but like, maybe.
reviewed. I do have a Rebirth truck myself, but it's precision though. It looks different.
Yeah,
And
those look fucking sick though. I wish I
oh
could
shit! Do you guys want to see it? I have it right here.
Show it, bro. Bro, if I could get Rebirth to send me those trucks for free, bro. Kyriakos, if you like the Rhino, you're just like me, bro. I love the Rhino. It's been my number one deck
For
for a while.
those who don't know, Rebirth is a fellow nemesis. Is another boat builder in China. We are not exactly rivals though. I'm a very good homie with the owner of Rebirth, and this is one of the prototype truck. They sent it to me to test, which is a precision. It shares a very similar design, but it doesn't have the pin in there. It has two spherical bearings, so you have one spherical bearings underneath here, and another spherical bearings in the pivot. Kind of hard to see. Yeah, it's here. So it's double spherical truck, and is 109 millimeter, and I believe is 52 in the front and 20 in the rear.
Yeah,
so pretty
nice.
Pretty incredible truck. I mean, this doesn't have any issues so far for me, and it's been running very well. And the price is going to be very fucking affordable as well on those double spherical slalom style downhill trucks.
What's the price, bro? What's the price?
I'm not exactly sure at the moment, but it's going to be, I think probably, I don't know if I'm allowed to see this, but it's definitely cheaper than most of the slalom trucks out there on the market right now.
I want to say it's gonna be less than $300 because the fucking Datong trucks are 300 USD, bro.
So I think it will be around that. It will be around that.
All right, man. Thank you for the time today.
Yeah, no worries. I saw you live. I saw you went live on YouTube. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna hop in for 20 minutes.
Thanks, man. You made it richer and better. So talked a lot. Yeah.
Okay, I need to go and enjoy the rest of your live session. I hope you guys are having fun. Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Cheers, man.
The questions will be on the live again. I think maybe in 2 or 3 weeks we're gonna have another session.
Right.
With more in-depth discussion on this deck.
We're gonna have Dayang, bro. We're gonna finally have Dayang. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be turned.
Hell yeah.
All right, man. Cheers, bro.
All right, see you guys.
See ya. That was nice. That was a nice little detour. But yeah, man, that was pretty sick. All right, so back to the main conversation. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can enjoy my face a little bit more. Yeah, Kyriakos, we're finally going to be talking about the concave, but like as I said, bro, we got to go back into the history books. Ooh, I'm spoiling you guys with the details, but we got to go back into the history books a little bit and talk about the different concaves that I've tried. Thank you everyone who's watching right now. Before we get there, as I did touch on, it's not going to be anything crazy. It's going to be pretty simple. It's actually insane to me that Jason is here hyping it up. I personally haven't tried the board, and I'll talk a little bit about that and some of, I'd say, both the great parts about this sort of design process and the negative parts as well. So we'll see a little bit of how that goes. But then let's go back to talking about the concave as well. So we've cleared the Jorex board, right? So this was my first fucking skateboard ever, bro. First skateboard ever. It looked a little bit better than these things, but really it was a cheap Chinese board. I don't know, man. I don't know if I have a picture of it, but kind of like one of these. And my next board, after I broke the Jorex board, was a plastic board from a toy shop in the UK. My mom was going to the UK for some business trip or for whatever reason, I don't know why. So I told her, hey mom, go bring me a skateboard. So imagine a lawyer mother, an African lawyer mother, buying a skateboard for a kid. She was not going to walk into a skate shop and get something proper. She walked into the nearest toy shop and bought me this skateboard. I think it was Batman or Star Wars themed. I remember it was black. It had plastic trucks, had plastic wheels. The bearings worked okay. And I absolutely fucked it up, bro. I fucked that shit up. I destroyed it. And I didn't skate for ages. But when I was in the UK, when I went there for university, the next board I believe that I skated after that was a proper penny board. It belonged to my friend Mateo, and what was important about this board was that it was insanely flexy. I don't know what this guy did to his penny board, but this shit was crazy flexy. I remember distinctly feeling extremely uncomfortable on it because of how not turny it was and because of how skinny and small it was. I was not comfortable on it at all, and I believe my hatred of mini cruisers started coming from trying this board and having a negative experience. It was fun just to cruise down the street, but I really did not like it at all. It was quality and it was nice, probably one of the nicest boards I tried at that time, but I hated it. The next thing that I did buy was a 2 bare feet cruiser. Now, in uni, I moved away from staying in what do you call it? Let me pull up the map so you guys can see. Let's pull up the map. Let's pull it up, bro. Let's pull this shit up. Let's go to fucking the United Kingdom. Let's go to Leeds, bro. Let's travel a little bit. So the way this shit worked, right? Here's where the university was. And here is where I was living. So my classes were around here sometimes, and around here. But it was mostly here because that's where the aviation school was. And I was living here. So I was living here. Was it here? Yeah, Lydon Terrace at Ellerslie Hall. Fun times. But because my commute was so short, I never really needed anything to help me get around. But that summer, the summer of 2015, I left university accommodation and moved out and was staying with a couple friends elsewhere. So I moved to, where is it? To here, Richmond Road. And because it was so far from the uni, I wanted at least a skateboard to be skating or somehow commuting to school every day. I didn't want to buy a bike. I didn't like the idea of riding a bike in the lane, having to have a fucking bike chain. I didn't like that idea at all. So I bought a little cruiser in the summer and I started using that to get around. Now this 2 barefoot cruiser, let me see, Surfscape. So I bought a cruiser on Amazon. It didn't look exactly like this, but bro, this is what it pretty much was. And this is essentially the board that I Wait, I just remembered something. I gotta write it down. What do you call it? Volt Fiberflex. Volt board. Okay, we'll just put it down. But this is essentially the board I bought, right? At the time, it went for, I think, like £29 on fucking Amazon. So I scooped up this shit. And yeah, I skated this fucking thing everywhere. This shit had no concave, bro. It had absolutely no fucking concave. Flat as fuck. But I really enjoyed skating it everywhere. Because it was also small, it's pretty much a mini cruiser. Like, my feet would hurt after skating around too much. And I could ollie it, but I really couldn't do tricks on it. Like, these fucking surf skate trucks were fucking heavy. But where it comes in concave-wise is that it was pretty much flat. And this board is where I did a lot of the learning to slide, believe it or not. But how I learned to slide, if you guys know the story, I'm sure a lot of you do, is I got like this fucking board from Amazon. Can I use the Rhino with the 3? Could you rephrase your question, bro? Volt longboard. Let's see if it comes up. Let's see if you can find it. I got a Volt longboard for sale on Amazon. Let's see if we can find it. Volt longboard. I don't think we'll be able to find it, but Volt longboards. Did I try the Volt wheels too? Yeah, but we're getting to that. Let's see if we can find Volt Australia longboards. What do you call those plants? Venus flytrap. Let's see. What? How is there like no fucking? Let me see if I can get it. I can find it in my email. Volt longboards. Let's see. Volt longboard. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, here it is. Here it fucking is, man. Yeah, here we go. Let's hope this fucking pulls it up. It's gonna be sick. Come on, fingers crossed. Yes, here we go. So, man, okay. I don't know if you'll be able to find anything on it. Like, fuck. This is why we need a fucking product database, bro. Let me see. Let me read. Okay. So, yeah. Pretty much this shit. I fucking got this shit, this exact board on Amazon for 20 fucking pounds. I swear to God, 20 pounds. Let me see if I can find the fucking receipt, bro. I probably can't find it, but Volt Squealer. Let's see. I got it for 20 pounds, bro. Like, I don't know if Volt was liquidating all their fucking... Like, this shit is crazy, bro. Like, I got it for fucking 20 pounds, man. Let me see if you guys can see. 20 pounds, bro. 20 pounds. That's insane. Imagine a complete longboard with fucking proper deck for 20 pounds. That shit is crazy, bro. But this was my first quote-unquote downhill deck. This guy is absolutely shredding on it, but I hated this shit with a passion. It was 20 pounds, so I didn't feel all that bad about having it. But yeah, those deals were insane, man. I thought this board was insanely, not insanely uncomfortable, but kind of weird. I was really just used to mini cruisers at this moment in time. So this board was extremely wide. And the concave was kind of comfortable because I was used to uncomfortable because I was used to a flat board. But it's the first board that I did a slide on, and I slid it in the rain. I didn't get very far with it progression wise, and I'm kind of stupid because, like, bro, if I bought slide gloves and I started and continued skating this thing, I think I would have gotten like pretty decent pretty quickly. All it really needed was perhaps some updated trucks instead of those fucking horrendous non-turny TKP trucks. I could have put some RKP trucks on that bitch and been skating it and having a good time. But really, what ended up happening, I took those Volt Fiber Flex wheels and I put them on the 2 Barefoot Cruiser with the fucking surf skate truck in the front, and I really spent that summer dialing in my hillside slides like 2, 3, 4, 5 feet, and yeah. But the one thing I'm most fucking proud of is that I ended up learning how to do a toe side on a board with no concave, bro. This shit had like the worst grip tape known to man, the most clapped out grip tape you've ever seen, and I fucking learned to toe side on that shit on Volt Fiber Flex wheels. And my flex to this day is, even those fucking Volt Fiber fucking Flex wheels are thinny as shit, I didn't flat spot them, bro. I got them down to the fucking core and I didn't flat spot that shit. And I did that shit as someone learning to slide. Anyway, enough flexing and talking shit, but that's the history essentially. And after this, I then fell in love with longboarding, going downhill, and I was like, bro, I need to like fucking buy a real downhill deck. But at that time, I was lying to myself that, hey, maybe I still want to learn how to do ollies and do tricks and stuff like that. So I decided to buy this. Bro, flat spot them first try, you legend. I was like, yeah, let me buy a fucking double kick board with some fucking Paris, because maybe I still want to learn tricks and like I can switch over to like TKPs and go to the skate park and do shit like that. So I bought this board and I proceeded to have the best summer ever. This board was very comfortable. The concave was very fucking nice. But the construction was also pretty interesting. It wasn't that thick. It wasn't that thin. It just felt right. I don't know what Lush did construction wise, but it felt absolutely great. Let me address the comments real quick. Kyriako says, he's 44 kgs. What plug barrel bushings should you buy? It really depends on your trucks, really depends on your setup. So if you can tell me more about your setup, I will tell you. Can you use the Bear Gen 6 split with the Rhinos? I think for the Rocket Rhino, you definitely can use Bear Gen 6 trucks, but it works best with precision trucks. So whilst you can do it, I think you're better off with precision trucks, but I think you can use 155 millimeters. I think maybe okay on those. No, I don't think you can. I wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend a bigger, wider board with a longer wheelbase. So yeah, anyway, continuing. So this is the next board I tried, and I proceeded to have the best summer ever learning to slide. Let me see if I can pull up some videos for you guys, man. Some cringy fucking skate videos, so you guys can cringe out with me also. Let's see if you can like move it here. Like, this is me. Sorry, I hope that's not too loud. This is me learning to fucking hillside pre-drift in Kenya, bro. Let's see if you can get some other clips. Sorry for the shaky camera work. I know it's bad. This is me, no flexibility. But really, the board did the job for me, bro. It did what it was supposed to. And I had a lot of fun. Here is also me doing some stand-ups. Like, those Paris are so turny. Bro, I was suffering. I remember very distinctly shitting my pants because I thought I was going like way too fast. But the concave on this board was pretty decent. And it kept me locked in to do what it is that I needed to do. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, moving on. The next board that I did buy was the Lush Grifter, and this board was very integral to my like understanding concave and knowing what I like and knowing what I hate. This board was very span on that thing for real, bro. Yeah, bro, I was fucking doing fucking 360s and 180s and shit and absolutely shredding. Yeah, this board, this is the first board that I absolutely fucking hated. My budget is 400 euros. What is the best deck and trucks I should buy on sick boards? Okay, let's finish talking about this board, then we'll talk a little bit about like potentially what you should buy. But yeah, 400 euros is a lot of money. You can get like a really sick setup for that. You could, even if you're really clever with how you manage your budget, you could get a second-hand deck. I know in Europe there are a lot of options, and second-hand trucks, precision trucks, and absolutely shred and have the best time of your life. But if you have to buy on sick boards, we'll go with that. So the Lush Grifter is the first board that I absolutely fucking hated. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I hated this shit. Quality wise, this board was amazing. Lush Longboards does not disappoint. They know how to build a board. And to this day, there's a Grom in Kenya skating it. Not a Grom, but like a grown adult. Quality wise, it's standing up, but I absolutely hated the concave. Let me see if I can get some videos for you guys to watch and see. So this is me trying to do pre-drift, absolutely hating it. So the problem with this board was that the rail of the board was a bit sharp and it was a bit raised up, right? So let me see if I can do this. So every time I tried putting my heel on it, this is horrible. Every time I tried putting my heel on it, I wasn't able to really sit comfortably on heel sides. And that really affected my progression and my enjoyment of skating the board. Because of the steep concave and steep rails as well, it was also extremely uncomfortable to skate that board and cruise it around. I absolutely hated it, but I do know some people like it out there. And then moving on to the next board that I bought, like this board has made me hate steep concave and made me hate sharp rails, and I've never liked it since. I don't want that shit on my board. I don't want it anywhere, bro. I fucking hate that shit. And it's all thanks to the Lush Grifter. So shout out the Lush Grifter for making me hate steep rails. But really, any board could have done it. But yeah, let's help this homie out before we then talk about the next board that I got, which I bought for about, I think, £70. And this board, I absolutely loved it. And it's pretty much what I spent my time skating on from, I think, about 2016 to well into like the 2020s, like 2021, 2022. I absolutely skated this board and destroyed it. I don't think I have any more pictures. But I absolutely destroyed that board. I'm sure there's some pictures on Reddit somewhere, but let's help out this homie first. So on sick boards, if I had a budget of 400 euros, what would I purchase? If you're in the live chat, let me know what you guys think. Let's see if no, sickboards.nl, bro. That shit not working for me, bro. They've banned me. They've banned Kenyans, bro. They've banned Africans, bro. They're like, we don't want fucking Africans on our website, bro. Yeah, bro, this shit ain't working for me. Oh, that's sad and disappointing. Fuck. Anyway, so I can't answer your question, man. I know you donated, but I can't, bro. But here's what I'd buy anyway. I don't know what the prices are, but I'll just show you anyway. So let's see, what are the boards? Longboard shop, Germany. Let's go with that. Longboardshop.eu. I don't know, bro. Let's go with this. Let's see what we get. So let's see. Downhill freeride. Why do they have a girls thing, bro? So for definitely my first board, I'm not buying like anything expensive. Only 1 items of 9. Okay, that's fucked. That is fucked. But I'd spend 150 to 200 euros on the deck, and then I'd buy like let me just see. Longboards EU. Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know why sick boards doesn't work for me. Or full kits. Let's try full kits. Maybe they have some stuff. Evo 36, boom. No way, bro. Be so for real. That is true. Honestly, no, not the wolf shark. Let's see what we can get. Let's see. This might take a while. Let's see, downhill and free ride. Ooh, there's some nice German brands here. But 200 euros is crazy, bro. Especially for a first board. Yeah, I'd honestly like let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Bro, you're asking the wrong guy, bro. There's a lot that I'd buy or not buy. But it doesn't ship to Cyprus. Right. Okay, that's tricky. But really, we're just looking at boards. You could really literally buy these anywhere in the world. So I haven't done this in so long, so like my brain is fried. So sick boards ships to Cyprus. Let me try one more thing for you, bro. Let me try. Oh, is it working? Okay, it's working. It's finally fucking working, bro. Let's see this shit. Okay, longboard decks. Let's see downhill. It's gonna make that a little bit wider. Let's do that. Let's do price. I'm not spending more than 230 euros, bro. Here we go. So I'd get this actually. It's a bit I would actually get this Arbor high voltage deck. It looks solid enough. Yeah, man, marketplace is where I'd go. So you spend 139. So you have 400 minus 139. You'll have 260 euros to then spend on your trucks. So I'd get a board like this. And then for this board, what can work well for this board? Let's get some trucks. We're just gonna go with basic caliber trucks. You don't need anything too crazy if you're learning to longboard. You don't need anything too crazy, so we'll just go caliber. Let's see, caliber trucks. Let's see what we get. So you'd get caliber trucks ×2. So we're going to add that to the cart. You make sure you get the raked caliber trucks. Then we're also going to get this deck. So you see we're already here, 223. And now that you have extra money, you can also plan your wheels well. So let's see what we can get for wheels. Let's see longboard wheels. Yeah, you're just learning. It's cool, man. And we're here to teach you, brother. Let's see what we can get for wheels. So the go-to for a lot of people learning to skate is Powell Peralta Snakes. So we're just gonna, but they're very expensive, bro. 84 euros for wheels, and they're not race wheels. I think it's pretty pricey. Let's see about this. I don't know how those perform. Yeah, 45. I swear to God, those are it. What's the performance? Are they durable? Do they thin a lot? Let's see. Let's see if there's a video, bro. See what Arbor is saying, bro. If they're thin, no. If they are durable, yes. Yeah, this video is very nondescript, bro. Lapolades. Where are the Lapulades? Oh yeah, there you go. There you fucking go. Shout out Lapulade, bro. But they do have skin. Oh, they're stone ground. Yeah, so you're getting these wheels, bro. You're getting this shit, bro. This is what you're getting. And then, because you're, how much do you weigh? You are 44 kg. We'll also buy some bushings to Bloodorant drift in durability. Well, I want this guy to be able to have a wheel that he can destroy without worrying that he's gonna flat spot. These look good. I don't know much about them. Like, Lapulade still hasn't sent me any wheels, which is very sad. But that's just life for you. You don't always get what you want. And I should probably buy them. But because you also do weigh 43 kg, we're going to hook you up with some bushings. Let's see. Let's hook you up with some bushings. Because you are... Lapulade. You have wheels. What wheels do you have? So let's say you don't need wheels. Okay, you don't need wheels. You have wheels. Okay. But you do need bushings. So we're going to go for a split bushing setup for you. And you're going to get, and you said you weigh 43 kg. We're going to get you 85A plug barrel in the front. Probably still quite stiff for you at 43 kg. And then we're going to get 87A for the back. And then we're also going to get, where are they? Venom HPF. We're going to get some orange bushings for you, 81A. And I think you should be more or less covered bushing wise. And that is probably going to suit you well. So yeah, there you have it. And you've only spent 264 euros. And then that additional money that you save, the 400 euros that you save, the 140 euros that you save, you can put that towards a good helmet, good knee pads, nice gloves, slide pucks, etc. And this should serve you well. One thing I do have a worry is you did say you're 43 kg, so perhaps you are... you don't need the wheels for now, but it's from your cruiser board. So hopefully your cruiser board has good wheels for learning to slide. But I would recommend those Lapulade wheels, just so that you're covered and you have a good setup and a good platform to learn on. But yeah, that's what we recommend for now. And yeah, if you have all the pads, helmet, if you have all the slide gloves, then you're good to go. You've saved about 100 euros. So you can now put that towards saving for your precision trucks in the future. So yeah, shout out Kyriakos. I hope this has been helpful. Take a screenshot of this so you don't forget it. Yeah, the only thing I would worry that because you are 43 kg, maybe you are of a smaller stature, like this deck should be pretty good to learn on. I think you should be okay, but set it up on the 23-inch wheelbase. If you are of a smaller stature, don't be afraid to go narrower with the wheelbase to see what you're more comfortable with. But of course, if you do want to go faster, a bigger wheelbase, longer wheelbase is definitely the sweet spot. So yeah, thank you everyone as well in the chat for chiming in. It's been very, very helpful. And yeah, I hope homie gets sorted out. And then let's go back to talking about the fucking construction. And talking about the board that fucking changed it all for me, bro. Fucking Jet Toner. You want another deck? You don't like it? Bro, let's see then. Let's see another deck then. Let's see another deck. Let's try it one more time. Last time. Let's see, Longwood deck. Let's go. Let's see. Let's do this one more time. Let's see, downhill deck. Okay, another deck, not caring about the price. You tried it and the concave is terrible. Okay, I don't know what you like concave wise, but let's see what we can do here. Let's go 9. Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Can you fucking go to 9 inches? Okay, well that's we're not going more than like fucking. Oh my god. Okay, it just crashed. Okay, that's okay. Bro, I'm gonna have to go to work without knowing about the concave. Bro, I wish. Okay, these are just distractions. Fuck. Okay, I hope. So, if you tried the concave and you don't like it, you could go for the Comet Takeover or the Comet Orbiter. But maybe the Comet Takeover is probably more suited. But this is good if you have smaller feet. What else is good? Sacrifice if you do like slightly steeper concave. The Rhino, no, you can't skate the Rhino with the trucks that I've shown you. You're going to need precision trucks. And if you're going to get precision trucks, you're then going to have to buy everything secondhand. And I'm sure you're going to have to float around some BSTs and figure it out. So you could also get the Madrid Snitch. The Rhino is an amazing board, but I promise you, bro, I promise you, you're going to want precision trucks for it. And you can get cast trucks, but I feel like it limits the ceiling of how far you can progress on the board. But if you must, then... Anyway, I've done my part. Let's talk about the concave before Lucas goes to fucking work, bro. Lucas, shout out Lucas. I'm getting some fucking sick stuff from Lucas, hopefully soon. So yeah, let's see this shit, bro. So this was the next deck that I tried. What I really liked about this deck is that it was fucking flat as fuck. It was insanely comfortable, and this is the shit that I did all my learning on, bro. Like, this is why I did all my learning on, bro. Like, this is why I really progressed. This is why I learned how to do toe side stand-up slides, heel side stand-up slides, sit down slides, pre-drifting, and I really liked it because it was very mellow, and it really like put in my mind that mellow decks are for me. But as I did progress, I got this board for free. This was my first ever sponsored board, right? The Spadeboards Bullet, and here I am fucking skating it, fucking absolutely shredding the fuck out of it at my first ever longboard event. And it was pretty sick, but this board had a couple of issues, right? So the concave, maybe I actually go bring the concave for you guys to see, because I do still have the deck. I'm never selling that deck. It's the first deck I ever got for free. So I gotta pee, and then I'll bring the deck out, or I'll bring the deck out as I pee, because you need to bring your dick out when you pee, of course, otherwise you pee your pants. Okay, so for Kyriakos, who really wants the Rocket Rhino, I think here's how I'll help you, right? You really want the Rocket Rhino. Okay, this is another tangent, right? You want the Rocket Rhino. You're settled on it. And let's see how we can help you. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to get your Rocket Rhino. Damn, this shit expensive, bro. Fuck, man, that's a lot of money, bro. We're gonna get you your Rocket Rhino. Even if it has a 23-inch wheelbase, like, you need to set it up so specifically as a beginner in order for it to work well. And then we're gonna get you, let's hope that they're on sick boards. Paris Savants, man. Let's hope they have them here, bro. Yeah, they don't have them. You're out of luck, bro. So I don't suggest the but if you can get that, and then you come here, you buy your fucking Paris Savants, 450 euros right now. Okay, we're increasing the budget. Okay, so we get your Paris Savants. We get you got your Rhino. Your Rhino is 279. I don't know if you're okay with importing from the States. You get your Paris Savants, which are, I'd say, like 145. I don't know if 145 is too wide. It might be too wide. We're going to go 125, 135. You spend $180. So let's see. 180 USD to euro. You spend, that's 153 euros. So 153 plus 279. 279. We are at 432. Fuck, that's fucked up, man. Yeah, I don't know how to help you, bro. That's fucked up. That's purely fucked up. But we'll come back to it. Dude, we lost so many people. Fuck. Okay. Gotta stay focused. Gotta stay fucking focused, man. So, the Spadeboards Bullet is the first deck that I ever got for free. Here it is. Right? This is it. The problem with this board is that the concave is very stiff. Right? Like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's very, very stiff, man. Okay, we'll come back to helping him later on. Let's finish the concave shit, because that's why people are here, man. Him or her, I don't know the gender, sorry, my bad. Anyway, so this is the first deck I ever got for free. After the Jet Tomahawk and how flat it was, this had similar problems to the Lash Grifter. Like, it doesn't have very steep rails, so it's actually kind of comfortable to stand on it. But the concave is quite aggressive, as you guys can see. Like, just imagine standing on that, bro. It is quite aggressive. So, okay, fuck, man. I hate to do this to everyone watching, but let's finish this shit. Let's finish this. Okay, let's go back to fucking sick boards, man. This is the last tangent, okay? This is the last tangent that we're doing, okay? Let's finish this. So we got your where are the Savants, bro? Okay, Paris Savant. Okay, but they're very expensive, so you're kind of fucked. You're kind of fucked. But yeah, you gotta buy two, I think. And 50 degrees is very high. Yeah, that's I don't know, bro. I don't know. Let me check something first. Yeah, it makes a difference, but it's, yeah, because you see it's 8.85, and even if you use like, let's see, where's 8.85, even if you use like 145 and you put like fucking Powell snakes, fuck, I can't even type anymore, bro. Powell snakes, you get blah, 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 what does it say? You get what? Yeah, you get decent rail matching. You get rail hang. Interesting. Let's do 150. Okay, you're very lucky. You've survived. So you're very, very lucky. I don't think 23.5 inches and 20.5 inches is going to be good for a beginner on cast trucks. But let's do this shit. Yeah, okay. Let's do this shit. Okay, where's Paris? No, we got to go back like this. We're not getting Savants. We're getting the regular Paris. Okay. Where is the regular Paris? You're going to get 150, 143 degrees, right? Add that to cart. I don't recommend this at all, but you're very stubborn. You want something very specific. And then you're going to go to, I'm going to see if they have any base plates. Bro, we got to finish this shit, bro. We got to be done with this shit, bro. Let's see trucks. Let's see base plate. Let's see what base plates we can get. Wow, no way. Oh, it's not available. Okay. I was like, what? 35. You're gonna buy this fucking 35-degree fucking base plate. You're gonna need a kingpin. I don't know where you're gonna get a kingpin from, but you're gonna need a kingpin for this shit. I don't know if this pivot is gonna fit the Paris. You're gonna need a kingpin. I don't know where you're gonna get a kingpin from. Let's see. Kingpin of some sort. You see, this is what makes it tough. Oh my god, no, we're not doing Frankenstein mix. You're gonna need a kingpin. I don't know what sort of kingpin works on these trucks. I don't know the length. That's good. What's a good idea? I'm just going, I don't know. But you see, this is the problem now. Like, we're venturing into territory that's uncharted to make this truck feel good. Yeah, obviously 50 millimeters isn't gonna fucking work. But we're venturing into uncharted territory, brother. Or sister. So, yeah. Bear trucks 4050. There's no way. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Here we go then. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, okay? Here we go. Listen, you're making me do things I don't like. I don't want to suggest these trucks, bro. Okay? But here we go. We're doing this. We're doing this. Okay. We're doing this. We're fucking doing this. Okay. We're doing this. This is what we're doing, okay? You brought this upon yourself, man. Oh my god. Oh, you're stressing me. Oh my god, you're stressing me. Okay. Here we go. Oh my god, bro. Fuck, I can't even type, bro. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. But it's not my board, okay? It's not my board. It's not my board. It's not my setup, man. We're not doing Randalls, bro. We're doing bare trucks, which is worse, okay? We're doing bare trucks, bro. Bare trucks, daddy. After all of this, I need you to write in the fucking, what do you call it? In the chat, thank you, daddy. That's all I ask. Just write thank you, daddy, bro. Thank you, daddy. Let's see if what we can get for that shit. You don't get anything, bro. So you're gonna get 50-degree front truck. Yeah, Paris was better. You're gonna get 40-degree rear truck. And then you're gonna get a 30-degree truck. I don't know if they have the base plates for sale alone. Maybe they do. Maybe there's someone out there who can show you, bro. Oh, Kyriakos, anything for you. You've restored my energy. Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, you guys are making me blush. All right, so I don't like the bare trucks because they're difficult to dial in, but we can make it work for you. So you've got your bare trucks. I don't like the 130 mil. But if you do have the budget, you can then buy another 130 mil to experiment with. So we're gonna go and we're gonna buy hardcore bushings for your bare trucks. Where is it? Plug. Bro, I don't know, man. Do they have plugs, don't they? Let's see what they have. But here's what you're gonna do for your bare trucks, right? You're gonna buy, because you said you're pretty lightweight. We're gonna get you the. They don't have the 85A. That's disappointing. But we'll get you 88A for your front truck. And then for the rear truck, we're going to get you, because you said you're pretty lightweight, we're just going to get 95A and 97A. Okay? Fuck, that's a lot of money, bro. What else are we going to do? Yeah, I don't know if you can get... So, yeah, there's your trucks. There's your setup for you. There is your setup for you right now, okay? Got the Rocket Rhino as you have requested, right? It's pretty expensive. You haven't even bought grip tape. Shit's pricey, but as you've requested. And then we've got the Bear Gen 6 trucks as you've requested. Perhaps you're so sick. Yeah, bro, we're almost fucking done, man. Okay. So we're going with the 155 millimeters. Personally, I do not like the 130 millimeters. I have not been able to get them dialed in at all. So I cannot in good conscience suggest them to you. Okay? So primarily your setup is 155 millimeters. It's wider than I'd like it to be, but you chose this. And in order to really dial in the Rocket Rhino, we've had to buy a 30-degree base plate for the rear truck. So you're going to set it up 155 millimeters, 50 front, 30-degree rear. Okay? But because bushings don't tend to work the best in the Bear Gen 6 trucks, we're going with the hardcore barrels. If you can get an 85A hardcore barrel, I think you'll be sweet and you'll be golden. Okay? In the rear truck, so you're going to be using 85A or 88A in the front truck. In the rear truck, we're going to be going 95A. It has to be stiff. It has to be speed stiff. It may be too stiff, but really it should be fine for you. Maybe 93A perhaps is a better suggestion. I do hope you're paying attention. Yo, I'm not paying that much for that card. Yeah, it's a lot of fucking money, bro. But yo, I don't know, man. I'd rather like, if it was up to me, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Shaiism, like, but I'm just trying to help you with the information that you've provided. And to close it out, you're going to have to cut the top off or the plug barrel that comes stock in the Bear truck, and you're going to use that as your slop stopping mechanism in tandem with the hardcore barrel bushings, and that should give you a good feel to your trucks, and it should be a good learning platform. I don't agree with any of this, but you've asked for help and I've helped you, and now we're moving on. So yeah, bro, I know it's crazy. I don't know, man. Like, I wish I would do everything so differently, you know, but we just gotta help people the way they want to be helped. Anyway, we're done. We're not talking about that anymore. We're moving on back to the concave, bro. So this is, like I said, first board I ever got for free. I was sponsored by Spadeboards to skate at Tregaron, and yo, Kyriakos, we're done. Okay, we're done. Maybe after the video we can talk a little bit more after the main stuff. Yeah, I was sponsored by Spadeboards to skate this board at this event, and I did. But yeah, concave doesn't have very sharp rails. It's very mellow, but the concave is quite steep. And I realized this also affected my ability to do hillsides well and to do them comfortably. But I absolutely love this deck, which is why I haven't let go of it. It does have some issues, particularly with the construction. It's made from birch, but it is extremely torsionally flexy. But shout out Spadeboards. Thank you for sponsoring me first. So then I went back to the Jet Tomahawk and I was like, bro, fucking flat concave is what's fucking sick for me, bro. This is what's ingrained in my DNA. But after that, there are a couple of other boards that I did get to try. I got to try the loaded Tesseract board. This one, it was pretty sick. It was actually insanely comfortable. I think it's the first time I got to try like wheel flares and stuff like that. And the wheel flares were actually pretty sick, and I really did enjoy them. And it worked well. I set it up with Paris Savant with 65 millimeters, and it was actually one of the first boards that I ever did get for free, which is fucking sick. But yeah, the rails again were kind of steep, and I wasn't truly comfortable on this board. It also had this sort of like a W in the middle of the board, like through here, and it was okay to stand on, but pushing around on it wasn't very comfortable. So I did end up selling the board, but one thing did stand out to me was the vertically laminated construction. It had some cork, it had some whatever, but it was pretty sick, and I did learn a lot from that board. It did absorb a lot of road vibration pretty nice. But yeah, the concave was good. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't the most comfortable on it. I then got to try a rolling tree Acidia, and I absolutely loved this board for a very long time. I loved the concave. I loved the dip under the heel, because like you have like some wheel flares, and you get like a dip under the heel here, and I loved that. I thought it was very comfortable at the time, and I spent so much time skating this board with Paris Savants. I had an awesome time skating it, and I really like the concave. And this is where I started thinking like, hey, actually like kind of like concave features. Actually, this board convinced me that maybe like a flat board like the Jet Tomahawk isn't all that great. But then after that, I got sponsored by Landiat, and I ended up skating a Landiat small blind. Let's see this. I ended up skating a Landiat small blind. Now this board had a lot to it. This is the board that I started skating like slalom trucks on, and it really taught me a lot of things, right? So yeah, a couple of things I didn't like about this board first. Like it had pretty steep rails. Wasn't too uncomfortable, wasn't too bad. It was skatable, but if I had to do things differently, if I was designing the board, I'd make the rails a little bit mellower. It had pretty aggressive taper, so being able to stand over the front truck wasn't all that easy. And I ended up doing a couple things to it to sort of accommodate it and sort of mess around with this feature and make it more accommodating for me. I tried putting like a custom wheel flare in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see if I can open up this image. But I did add some duct tape under here to try to add like a wheel flare to sort of increase my leverage toe side, which kind of worked, but I ended up not liking it for some reason. I don't know what it was. Like when I took it off, I just didn't put it back. So it really never did anything for me. But the takeaway from me for this board was a couple things, right? A torque block is absolutely needed with these smaller boards. I tried skating it without a torque block, but my foot would always get lost back here. And I really realized that it was important for me to have a torque block on a board like this. Because yeah, it was a great reference point and also added a lot of confidence and comfortability when riding a small down. Bro, you're 11 years old, bro. You're fucking 11 years old. That's insane. And I'm here cursing and like making a lot of bad jokes. Okay, I'll make time for you at the end of the stream. Don't worry, bro. I got you. I'm gonna help you out. But end of stream. Just gotta be patient. So yeah, the other thing that I did take away is that I don't like aggressive taper. I like to be able to have decent leverage over my trucks. And yeah, this egg shape was kind of crazy to me. The next board that I got to try was the Landiat El Peligro. As we were talking with as we were talking with Jay earlier, there's, whoa, let's see this shit, man. Yeah, I can't see shit, bro. I don't know why this shit has just come out like so fucking, okay, it's come out nice. So as we were talking with Jay earlier, this board is actually 8.3 inches wide. It was the first time it was the first time that I got to try a board this narrow. Danger Dane absolutely makes it work, but I had a lot of issue leveraging my trucks and feeling comfortable on this board. I was able to get decent rail matching, but it just didn't feel comfortable, and it kind of felt like I was skating on a tightrope. There were other things that sort of prevented me from skating this board to its full potential, but really I didn't jive with it. And at the time, I thought it was the width. And now, having tried the board as well these days, it's definitely the width. Some things to note on this board was that the concave on the heel was actually very flat and it was extremely comfortable. And it had some pretty aggressive wheel flares. I really did like the wheel flares, but I don't feel like it did anything for me riding wise. Again, I did need to set this board up with a torque block because it's pretty much flat in the back, and without the torque block, like my feet would end up getting lost, and I just didn't have a lot of leverage. At this point in time, I was kind of feeling that, yeah, maybe torque blocks are absolutely mandatory on these types of boards. That comedy fan, bro, he has this money saved up, bro. Like, he's financially stable, bro. He's the world's most financially stable 11-year-old. Dude, you shouldn't have told us your age. I'm just gonna be like roasting you. Well, like I roast everyone, but we'll help you out at the end of the video. Stay tuned. Another Landyachtz board that I ended up trying that I actually did really enjoy was the Landyachtz cheese grater. It has some micro drops, and then also let's see if we can pull it up. Bro, I like how I posted all these images online, bro. It's amazing, isn't it? It's incredible, isn't it? Let's see if it comes up, bro. Bro, it's actually crazy that I used to do interview with like people, man. This shit crazy, bro. Man, these reviews used to be high quality, bro. What the fuck happened, man? What happened to this guy, bro? Like, we used to do high quality shit, man. Look, what do you like most about it? How do you have your cheese grater set up, bro? Insane value for like information, bro. Like, these reviews need to come back, man. I don't know if I'm gonna make them, but like, these interviews are pretty sick. I think we need to do like interviews like this for like videos and shit. Like, I think the ZM ones should definitely have had like Zach Matum dropping some like knowledge or some shit. I hope Owen Campbell does that. Anyway, so the cheese grater I really liked. It had some micro drops, and it had like a little bit of like you can buy a cheaper Landyachtz board, yeah, potentially. So it had some W, it had some micro drops. I did like the micro drops, but again, the rail was pretty sharp, and it was just like solidifying that feeling for me where I don't really like steep rails, especially under the heel, and I don't really like a lot of concave. I don't know why I don't like it, but that's just how it is. The next board that I got to try was the Rocket Micro. Let's see if it comes up. Rocket Micro. Nice, bro. The Rocket Micro. The Rocket Micro was a very unique board. It's the first time that I got to skate a Rocket deck, and it meant a lot to me, man. I looked up to Rocket all my downhill skate life, and I was like, wow, one day I might be able to afford a Rocket board. I used to look at people who skated Rocket boards and think they were like millionaires and shit. Like, it was pretty fucking sick. So getting a Rocket board was like a huge step for me. And in my mind, that's when I started feeling like, wow, bro, I'm really like in this fucking review game. Like, this shit is legit. Anyway, so things to note, the Rocket board has, let me see if I can pull up some concave stuff, man. Bro, it's the first shit that comes up, bro. That's crazy, man. Rocket Micro longboard. Let's see if it pulls up. Rich millionaire, big man. So at this point in time, how do we get the catalog, bro? Like, what is going on here, bro? Bro, Rocket, why is your website not pulling up, bro? Like, what is going on, man? Your website needs to be on the homepage, bro. Like, let's see, where's the Micro Erin Ferry Pro? What's up, Mike? Good to see you here. So, of note, the Micro had a couple of things that I hadn't experienced before. It had very aggressive wheel flares. It had very aggressive wheel flares, and it had a dip under the heel. So the aggressive wheel flares did two things, right? At the back, it was a great reference point for my back foot, and I really liked how it felt. It was nice to push on when tucking, and I really liked how the rear of the board felt. At the front, the wheel flare didn't do anything for me. I really didn't like it all that much, but I also didn't hate it all that much. It was kind of just there. Like, it wasn't like a really nice addition, and it wasn't really bad. Like, it was just kind of there. It was a feature, but ultimately I wasn't truly comfortable under this board. It did have kind of a sharp rail, if I recall correctly, but it was only about where is it, like, I think 11 millimeters under the heel. So really it was pretty comfortable, and I did really enjoy it. But yeah, this is one of the boards where I kind of started feeling like wheel flares, maybe they're not all that they're meant to be, because I really didn't feel like a difference. But I will say that having that steep wheel flare there perhaps helps leverage the front truck to get it to turn, because you did have a lot of aggressive taper here. But really it wasn't for me, and I did end up selling the board. There's someone in the Can Skate scene skating it right now, and I think, I don't know, man. I don't know how they feel about it, but but the construction, everything else around it was pretty solid. Rear flare is better than front flare, in my honest opinion. Better to have more space in the front for turning. Yes. And then I finally got to try the Rocket Rhino. At this point, I think I also tried the, we'll talk about the Rhino in a bit. I also tried the Comet Orbiter. And with the Comet, I really did enjoy it. My problem with it was the taper. And also, we can also put the Comet Sweeper in here. Make some comments about that. Sweeper, let's put the Orbiter too. I really did like it. I really did like the construction. I really did like a lot about this board. The rails were kind of sharp, but they weren't uncomfortable. I really did like it. I really liked how simple it was, how comfortable it was, and I really was in love with this deck. But I was... why is it not coming up, bro? Let's see. Comet Orbiter, bro. Anyway, whatever. It's not coming up. But I did like the blue one. Did I have a blue one? Whatever color I had of it. I really did enjoy it. And yeah, but what I didn't like about it was the taper. But it really solidified in my mind as well that, hey, maybe mellow concave is what it is that I want. And why I say mellow concave is because in my mind, here's what I thought, right? When you have mellow concave with low taper, you're able to get great leverage over the heel, and you're able to get great leverage toe side as well. That's at least what I was thinking in my mind. And in my mind, I was like, look, I just want a flat, fucking stiff downhill board. That's what's going to do it for me. But the board that really changed all of that for me was the Rocket Rhino. Let me also put this shit here. Prism Fox Pro. The Rocket Rhino is like, you know that meme of Shaq trying a wing and then being like, ooh, that shit was delicious. That's how I felt with this board. I didn't know concave could feel nice. I didn't know it could be functional, useful, and it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And truthfully, it's the one board that I've continued to skate ever since receiving it from like someone who wants to do a review, right? A lot of other products I tend to let go of, tend to sell, tend to not ride as much. But this is the one product that I've, like, honestly, I think I got it in 2022, and I've consistently been skating it since, like 3 years later. And it's honestly one of the god tier decks, right? It's incredible. And let me talk a little bit about what I like about it, but I will talk about it later because it did inform a lot of my concave choices when I came to then designing my own pro model. I thought that board was perfect, but there are a couple things about it that I didn't end up liking, and it helped inform my decisions. I then also tried a Rocket Dawn, which was pretty sick. I liked how flat it was. It shared a lot of the same concave as the Rocket Rhino, especially in the front. But I went for a custom version that ended up being quite wide. And fuck, man, this is how you know Mans was depressed, bro. Look how fucking bad this fucking cover image looks, bro. I need to have done a much better job. Anyway, so the heel on this, I don't know, it feels a little bit sharper than what it has on the Rocket Dawn. Yeah, I'm planning on talking about my new board collab with Shangang. You didn't miss it. We're talking about a lot of the concaves that I liked in a lot of the boards that I tried, and we're finally going to get to it at the end. Because in order to understand what I chose on the board, I know it's fucking long, bro. I know it should take you long, bro. Better get yourself a drink, some juice, something nice, bro, to sip. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I kind of want to share this journey because it informs what I chose in the end, okay? Give it another hour, bro. We're almost there, man. Maybe 10, 15 minutes. We're almost there. We're going to be speeding up. Like, we got to the board that I've liked the most, the Rocket Dawn. But there's a lot that we need to get through. There's some I'll just give spark notes on, and there's some that I'll be like, wow, this shit was fucking lit as fuck. So let's go through it, okay? Rocket Dawn's fucking sick. I like the construction. The concave is pretty good. It's pretty flat, but really it's not flat in the nice way that the Rocket Rhino was. I'd say the concave is honestly a little bit unremarkable. There's nothing to write home about, but it does allow the deck to perform extremely well. I've been skating it recently, mostly like doing stand-up slides and shit. And I've been having a lot of fun. I'd say functionally it does work well, but it's not concave that blows your mind in the way that the Rocket Rhino blows my mind when I do skate it. But yeah, this is me on the Dawn. I'm having a nice time, but it's good. It's good and I don't hate it, and that's saying a lot, okay? Next up, let's talk about the Rhino Racetail. Yeah, this shit was too skinny for me, bro. I had to sell that board, bro. Rhino Racetail, I had to sell that board. Like how they have it designed, I had to sell that shit, bro. It's a great board. This concept is amazing, but I feel like it can be a little bit limiting depending on how it is that you want your board to be set up. But that's all we touch on for this board. Like I just thought it was too skinny for me. It was like 8.5 at the widest and like 8 inches where my toes went. I had a lot of trouble leveraging my board the way I was used to. I didn't have my ZM1s set up perfectly, but like 8 inches just felt a bit too narrow. But it could also be the sweet spot for a lot of people depending on what it is that you set up. Another board that I thought was incredible but did have its own issues was the Pantheon Tortuga. I absolutely loved this board. Absolutely loved this board. I thought the graphic was genius. I thought the construction was fucking sick. I mean, you get like just the way the board felt and the way the board looked and the urethane rails. I thought it was phenomenal. The construction I ended up not liking all that much because it just felt kind of odd, you know? It kind of felt weird on the road. Like it didn't fucking absorb road vibration the way I wanted it to, and there was just like something that was missing. It felt a little bit too plasticky in my opinion. Like the board rode well, they did everything well, speed stiff, felt good, but the construction, there was just something missing, and maybe there was something I had to get used to because it was a departure from the normal construction that I was used to up to that point, which was basically maple with carbon or maple with some sort of composite, right? It was different. What I absolutely disliked about this board was the aggressive taper, right? It made standing over the front trucks a little bit weird, and I really didn't like it. But I did think that the concave had some potential and it was comfortable, maybe a tiny bit too steep for me on the heel, but it was comfortable and I did like it. I just wish that Jeff made a version with slightly less taper because I think that is extremely promising. The number one thing that was a highlight for me on this board was the wedge tail. Something that I realized on these slalom boards is you're going to need something that's going to act as a reference point in the back truck. On bigger, wider boards like the Prism Cold Shoulder Pro, you can get away with something flat. It's not, you still can get lost on the board, absolutely, but it's not as harsh and as unforgiving as boards like this. With boards like this, if you don't have a reference point at the back, whether that's a wheel flare, a race tail situation, a wedge like this, you're going to have a bad time. I kind of feel like you need to always be skating on a sweet spot with boards like this. Otherwise, you're not going to be skating optimally. You also need that wedge because it also helps keep your foot locked in, because with slalom downhill trucks, especially the ZM1s and a lot of the others that have like very mechanical slope stopping mechanisms, you get a lot of bump steer, and despite using extremely grippy brake soles, sharpest grip tape on the market, my feet tend to shift around. So using a torque block, using a wedge, using a reference point for your back foot like a wheel flare is absolutely mandatory. And I feel like the best version of this is the wedge tail. One thing I'm absolutely disappointed in myself that I never really got to do was I didn't skate this board as hard and as thoroughly as I wanted to, right? Is it, man, Kyriakos, we'll get to you later. Save your questions for later. Mike says the non-cave pockets where the W and the wedge meet is chef's kiss. I agree. Oh, what did I miss? Yeah. So my absolute issue is that I didn't get to skate the wedge as much as I wanted, because in my mind, the wedge is the best version of a torque block, best version of a reference point for the back. It's absolutely perfect. It feels amazing. And I didn't get to test it on my roads where like I have so much bump steer, where I get to shift my foot a lot. And I really, really do regret that. That's my number one regret. And keep that wedge in mind, because that's something I really wanted to try coming into designing my Bro model. And finally, I think we're going to wrap it up by talking extensively about the Dawn. No, about the Rocket Rhino. And with that, we're going to lead into talking about my Pro model. And finally, the fucking concave that we designed, bro. Like, how long has this stream been fucking going for, man? I can't even see. Where's the timer, bro? Where's the fuck? Bro, 2 hours, bro. We've been here for fucking 2 hours, man. 2 hours, we haven't even fucking talked about the concave. Anyway, fuck's sake. Sorry, man. Sorry, guys. We're gonna calm down, man. We're gonna calm down, I'm gonna relax, and we're gonna talk about the fucking Rocket Rhino. Rocket Rhino! Let's go, man. Oh my god, bro. 2 hours, bro. 2 hours we've been here, man. If you're still on the fucking stream, bro, like, you need a medal, man. Fuck. I wish I had a discount code for you guys for some shit that I could share. Fuck. You guys deserve a prize. 2 hours. Anyway, so let's talk about the Rocket Rhino. What I absolutely loved on this deck and what I didn't like. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. So the things that were of note of on the Rocket Rhino was that I felt was things I really liked about the Rocket Rhino. I haven't stepped. Yo, Mike, enjoy, man, enjoy this shit. I think you tuned in at the exact right moment. Anyway, so the things that I really liked about the Rocket Rhino is when I stepped on it, I felt insanely comfortable. The heel, the rail isn't sharp at all, so it's very comfortable. I believe it's about 10 millimeters of concave here. So there's a tiny bit of a dip, but you don't really see it. There's also a little bit of rocker through the deck. You have a wheel flare. It's not too aggressive, it's not too much, but it's there and it's insanely comfortable. Stepping on this deck, it felt just right. It felt just mellow enough, and the wheel flare locked me in just enough. It felt perfect, right? I've never experienced that. Another thing is that on the Diego Pro, when I tried it, like, they have very aggressive concave. So it goes down like this, it's flat in the middle, and then it comes up like this. I didn't like the Diego pro because that concave was very uncomfortable to me. It had sharp rails, and the fact that it went flat like that just didn't jive with the way my feet were. Okay, I have kind of flat feet, if you guys want to see, but for some reason I just prefer concave that's just nice and elliptical, that's one consistent smooth arc. And it felt so fucking insane and so fucking comfortable on the Rocket Rhino. So for me, this front truck area is absolutely goated. I would not change anything about it. Another thing that I really liked initially about the Rhino is that it has a bit of a micro drop at the back, okay? Designed around Ronins? Potentially, maybe. The other thing I really liked about the Rocket Rhino is that it has a micro drop at the back, and this served as a nice pocket to put your back foot on when you're tucking, and as a nice reference point for your back foot when you're doing toe sides. But as I kept skating this board, as I traveled the world, I got to try a Rocket Rhino that had a torque block in the Philippines. And what I actually realized was that, yeah, this board it absolutely needs a torque block. The back foot, my back foot kept slipping, and then also like the wheel flare isn't pronounced enough in the back, so it didn't really act as a reference point the way I wanted it to. It absolutely needs a torque block, and then also trying the Rocket Dawn where it's pretty much flat, and the creator of it tells you like, yo, my guy, you're gonna need a torque block, right? That just solidified in my mind that, look, no matter how you design your board these days, if you're going to be doing it for slalom downhill trucks, just design it to use a torque block, okay? You can design it to feel good, you can design it to do whatever, but just keep in mind that most people are going to run a torque block on this shit. So whatever it is you do in the back, just, remember that. Another thing to note is that there is a little bit of rocker. This rocker is nice, it is comfortable, but it then leads into some of the issues that I do have with this board, okay? So the back drop is quite far away from the front. So if you have a shorter stance like I do, sometimes it can feel quite awkward tucking on this board. That's why I say a torque block is needed. A torque block really brings up where the sort of drop is supposed to be, and it gives you a nice place to put your foot on when you're tucking, and it helps keep you locked in. So in my opinion, it absolutely needs a torque block despite that. The other thing is, with the rocker, and this could just be some shit going on in my head, right? There's a bit of a dip, right? And depending on where you stand on it, it could kind of be like you're trying to put your foot on a slope that goes down like this, and that can be very awkward to tuck on. I found like my back foot slipping a lot because of this. I don't know if it's the exact reason, but I imagine it's so. Found my back foot slipping down like this and being uncomfortable in the tuck, and I feel on boards that are flat a little bit more locked in than I do on this. So those are the two main issues I have with this deck. The micro drop is very far back, and also the rocker sometimes makes it a little bit awkward to skate. But for the most part, I do think this is the best downhill deck on the market that I've tried so far. I haven't tried my pro model, obviously, so but this is the best downhill deck that I've tried so far. And shout out Rocket Longboards. If I was going to design something, it would incorporate a lot of the features from this, but be a little bit different. But I will say my pro model is heavily inspired by how comfortable I felt on this deck and the feelings that it gave me. And now we can finally talk about the concave on my bro model, bro. The concave on the bro model. Let's go. Ooh, there we've unveiled everything except my toes. For the two freaks in the chat that want to see them. Let me pull up some videos. This is why you want the Rhino so bad. Yes, but you see the Rhino is designed around precision trucks. So it's very difficult for me to suggest you buy it if you don't already have precision trucks. But you're 11 years old, bro. I think you could probably buy something cheaper and cruise around and have fun and still learn to downhill on. There's this, bro, you're distracting me. Fuck. Okay, let's stay focused. So I actually don't have a lot of concave shots of my board, so we're gonna have to do this so that you guys can see what it is that I'm talking about, man. I'm just gonna have to throw all the videos that I got from WeChat on here, like this. I'm gonna have to close that, and then this as well. I think this has some stuff. Let's close that, and then I think this one as well, and then this one as well, and we're good to go. Yeah, I think that has everything. Okay, we'll just keep this rolling in the background. So talking about the concave, finally, thank you guys for like hanging out here. Let's talk about the front. So going into this process, like going into the process of designing the concave, like, bro, I didn't know what I wanted, bro. Like, I like the Rhino. What trucks am I going to use on my deck? I'm going to be using primarily the ZM1s, and then also throwing the Datongs and seeing how I jive with it. Okay, so going into it, someone tells you, what the fuck do you want on your deck concave wise? My mind starts racing. There's so many things that I like, and there's so many things that I'd like to try. Do I want like a fucking Rocket Rhino ripoff? Like, that would work well. I mean, this shit works great for me. Why not just keep it that way? Or do I want something with like a wedge tail, right? A proper wedge tail that feels amazing, as I've thought of in the past. Do I want something flat in the back? Do I want something flat in the front? Like, it's crazy to me, and it's such a daunting task. And there's one thing, let me put this shit on repeat. Let me loop it. There's one thing that I really didn't like about this sort of process, is that I guess Shangang did a lot of like CAD work and a lot of like prototyping, but honestly, I only got one chance in my mind to do this thing. Like, I didn't get sent like multiple prototypes. I didn't get to comment on multiple things. The one thing that I really had perfect control over was the width and the outline of my board, right? Concave, I was able to give a spec sheet and suggestion, but it wasn't able to try as many things as I would have. And to be fair to Shangang, it's a very expensive process. I live in Kenya. Sending me shit would have been expensive, and it would have taken very long. And honestly, I have faith in them that they've gotten this process mostly right. So finally, let us talk about this shit. Okay, so in the front truck, let's see. The front truck is extremely flat, okay? What I wanted was 10 millimeters where my toes go, maybe slightly more with the wheel flare. This is very similar to what's on the Rocket Rhino, because I like how it feels. I don't like too much wheel flare. And also, what else? I don't know, man. I don't fucking know what I want, bro, in the wheel flare, man. Like, wheel flares are cool, but also I don't give a shit about them. So that's just the default that I had, okay? Yeah, that's just the default that I have. But also, like, another important thing to me was not having concave that's going to be too, what's the word? That's going to be too out there, or that you can't, like, make up for with concave mods. So even if the concave on my board is not the way I want it, because it is pretty flat and pretty mellow, I can always add a concave mod and make it feel the way I wanted it to feel. That's also something that was, I wouldn't say important to me, but that I saw a lot of value in. Okay, on the heels, I wanted to go really crazy. So I wanted to go 5 millimeters. Now, the Rocket Rhino, I believe, is about 10 millimeters or 8 millimeters where the heels go. Let me just confirm that shit. Rocket longboards. Let's see with the Rhino. Let's see Wagwan. No, they're not doing the sim race tail, bro. Yeah, the Rocket Rhino, I think, is still 10 millimeters where the heel goes, but I wanted to go 5 millimeters. I really like the feeling of being able to stand on my trucks, really drive my heel into them, and yeah, I just like how it feels. On a really good day, I can really stand on my fucking front truck and get it to like drive into corners, drift into corners, and really just drive the front truck the way I want to. That's the other thing I like about a really flat front area of the board. I feel like with my toe sides, I'm able to really drive and leverage the front truck accurately and well. I find like sometimes too much of a wheel flare can give you over leverage and like make it feel a little bit weird. But with like a slightly flatter board, I'm able to really drive it in, and doing stand-up toe sides feels more comfortable, and I'm able to have more contact. So that's something that I really, really liked. So yeah, 5mm was where the heel goes, I think is going to be pretty sick. But like I said, if it's too flat, you can always add a little bit of concave or add a little bit of something to make it feel more comfortable for you. But I do think it is going to feel good. One thing that I am worried about is, because it is so fuck, I shouldn't do that. Okay, let me just switch this up a little bit. Because the concave is pretty flat, one thing that I am truly worried about is that it might feel a bit wider than it actually is. When I was trying the Comet Sweeper, I had a prototype model that was pretty wide. It wasn't even that wide. I think it had similar specs to this. I think like maybe 8.6 at the widest. I think, I don't remember exactly. But the Comet Sweeper, they turned the mold around, and what this ended up resulting in is that the rails ended up feeling steeper than they did on the Comet Orbiter, even though it's the same mold, just like flipped around or whatever. But because the concave felt quite steep, even though the deck wasn't that wide, it felt like you had so much more leverage over your trucks. So I kept telling like Comet, like, yo, try like reduce the width. Like this width is crazy. This width plus the concave is pretty crazy. I think it's probably a good idea if you reduce the width, but I don't know. Shit didn't end up happening, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But one thing I am worried about is that because it's so flat, it may feel wider than it actually is, right? I don't know. It's just a worry in my mind. But one thing that I did want in my Pro model was to have a little bit of taper in the front, because if you're working with the innermost wheelbase, ideally if you're skating ZM1s, your heel would end up like somewhere like here, and the width here is actually 8.6. But if you aren't vibing with this, if you aren't jiving with this, you could move up a little bit to like, let's say the furthest mounting option, and your heel here would be about 8.5. So really you're able to dial in like the width that you want without the board being without the board changing too much. Like the concave is kind of consistent and the width is, you know, pretty accommodating. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys, but you know, yeah, that's kind of what it is that I was looking for. So it's, the concave is accommodating, but at the same time, because of the width as well and how it tapers, you're able to find the right width for you and the right feel for you. I don't know how it's going to interact with like the wheel flares and how all this shit feels, but yeah, it should be a sweet spot. Yeah, there you go. The only thing that I didn't mess around with was the width at the back. I didn't want it to taper off. I mainly skate ZM1s, and my ZM1s on the widest setting plus magnums is about 8.5, 8.6. So I just decided to keep it that way. Perhaps if I try it and there's a version 2, we might have like some tapering off as well, so that you can have and move around like your trucks to find the right feel that you're looking for. Now, in the back of the board, I couldn't decide with whether I wanted it flat or whether I wanted it to match like the Rocket Rhino. The Rocket Rhino has a little bit of rocker, then it has a micro drop, and you use that micro drop for tucking. I didn't really want like a micro drop. I just wanted a little bit of rocker maybe, but that rocker, I feel like with the rocker, it sort of like mellows out slides a little bit. You're not able to get like maximum grip, but with the way it mellows out slides, I don't think it does it in a bad way. It just makes it a little bit more forgiving, and that pays dividends in sort of getting you to have smoother hookups and in allowing you to have the ability to carry a little bit more speed through the corner. On the Rocket Dawn, because it is mostly flat, I felt like hookups were a tiny bit sharper, and I felt more biased towards having something with a light drop or a light rocker in the rear. So that's actually what ended up happening here. They ended up designing the board with, I don't know if you can see it here, with a little bit of a mellow drop, mellow rocker. So you do have something to push against when you are tucking. Another key thing for me as well that I think they really did get correct was bringing in the concave as well. As I did just note, the concave on the Rhino is pretty wide or pretty out there. But now with the smaller wheelbases and with the concave being a little bit closer together, if you don't want to use a torque block in the back, you're able to use this concave, this rocker in the rear comfortably. Yeah, like if you're like Jason, you don't want to set up a torque block in the back, this should hopefully lock you in a little bit. But I'm going to use a torque block. I don't think that shit's going to lock me in the way I want it to lock me in. So I'm going to use a torque block. And I think this board is going to work best with a torque block. But really, you guys decide what it is that you want from it. So yeah, so that's pretty much the concave. There is a little bit of W. Let's see if we see it on this video. But not too much, just enough to act as a reference point for your back foot. Personally, looking back now, I don't think I would have wanted any W, to be honest. I don't really use the W on any of my boards, but just having something there might add to the sensations that you feel as you're riding around. So yeah, this board is heavily inspired by the Rocket Rhino. But it's very original in its own way. It does things very differently. It's very flat, which might be some people's tastes or not. And it does do a handful of things a little bit differently. I really hope it does come out nice and it is comfortable or whatever, and a lot of people like it. I haven't skated the board yet. I didn't get to go through as many prototypes as I would have liked. So yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys think. And I hope you've seen sort of how all this shit sort of comes together. And I do need to make an Instagram post about all this shit, about what we ended up choosing. But yeah, pretty much flat in the front, a little bit of rocker in the rear. Yeah, basically. Yeah, shit's gonna be fucking sick, bruh. It's gonna be fucking amazing. Let's see if this fucking guys have shipped they haven't shipped shit anyway. But yeah, that's the concave. Let me know what you guys think. Would you guys prefer something with more aggressive concave? Like, what are your thoughts? Yeah. What trucks do I plan on riding on it first? Of course, the ZM1s, baby. The ZM1s, shorty. Of course. Why would I skate anything else on them, bro? ZM1s. All the way. Yeah, no? Yeah. Now maybe it's time to help Kyriakos. For fuck's sake, man. Kyriakos, I'm tired, bro. I'm not helping you anymore. I'm done, bro. I'm done for the day, man. I'm exhausted. This shit should have taken like an hour, 45 minutes tops, but we're here 2 hours into this shit. But yeah, that's the concave, bro. Maybe you guys can stick around as you watch me editing the YouTube video. Dear Downhill254, please can you find a deck with trucks within 400 to 450? I want something 9 inches width with a 23 to 24 inch wheelbase. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm desperate on sick boards. Bro, we already found a deck for you. We found the yeah, just use your lanyards, friend. You could probably get the lanyards Blaze plus caliber trucks and call it a day. That's what I'd suggest. Yeah, that's what I'd suggest. But we've gone through a lot with you. We've gone through a lot. So you have a couple options right now. But also you're only 11. You could probably get away with buying like a complete Pantheon deck or some shit like that and just vibing and liking it. But I've given you options, so should be good. But yeah, I'm gonna hang out for a bit and post the Instagram post. Nah, I think I'm gonna stop the stream here, man. I'm pretty tired, bro. My voice is cracking. I haven't drunk water in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But yeah, that's the concave. It's nothing special, bro. It's a flat board, man. It's a flat fucking board, mate. It's flat as fuck. But you should be stoked. Mike, what do you think? Mike, if you're still here, tell me, bro. Yeah, let me post this shit, bro. Do you know anything about the cost of the board? Well, we're still deciding the cost. I'm waiting to get the board in hand. Once I have the board in hand, if I really, really like this board, I'll be like, yo, let's make it 452. 254 in reverse. 452 in reverse. But what do you guys think is a fucking good cost for a board that has that featherweight core, carbon, and urethane rails? Because when you look at what Rocket is offering and what like let's see if we can search. I hope there's nothing embarrassing in my search. What do you think is a fair price for let's see this shit, where is it? Simplex. What the fuck does the Simplex look like that, bro? What the hell's going on? Ah, shit. Happy Board Co. 285. So we have the Rocket Simplex here, which features the light as fuck construction, which is poplar core, carbon fiber, glass fiber, urethane, embossed ABS top sheet, right? Let's see. 306. Let's see this shit. 306 TUSD. That's 382 USD. We come to Happy Board Core. Happy Board Co, not Core. Co. Right? How much are they selling the boards for? Let's see. Excuse me. $300 to $320. Let's see. I don't know. The Shangang CR 1500 is $230. Let's see this. Dude, I don't remember, man. Descent used to sell like the boards. Oh, in your opinion, Happy Board is overpriced. Interesting. Anyway, I can't find the prices. But yeah, they make high quality boards. It is pricey, but they are making the 420 euros. 420 euros, bro. What? Nah, you're joking. You're not joking. You're serious. 491. Lord Almighty. Bro, that's like an investment, man. God damn. God damn. God damn. I don't know, man. Okay. So, tell you guys the price. Someone got like the, I wouldn't say it's a little literal scam. Like it's a work of art. And if you like the concave, you like the construction, like this shit beautiful, man. I'd say for me, okay, I would never spend that much on a board because I'm broke. I'm a cheap skater and I get a lot of things for free. But it's a work of art, and if you like the construction, it's a great investment just to make yourself feel good, you know. But I wouldn't spend that much. I would have bought the stuff way earlier, like earlier in the like whatever. But now I wouldn't, obviously. It's like when Descent used to have like when Descent used to have boards around $200, like that was perfect. That I would have bought. Like that was pretty sick. But yeah, wood is good. Wood gets the job done. But if you just want something a little more special, then I think it's a good idea to go with these guys. But someone said about 300 to 320. Depending, if I have problems with the board and I maybe don't like it, or there are like some things that we need to fix, obviously we might bring the price down. But yeah, for now, that is probably the price point. I get a nice tidy cut. Like, bro, let me tell you, man, I'm getting really good percentage, but still getting a pro model is crazy, bro. Like, what? Pro models, bro, like people don't make money that way. You're not gonna be a millionaire having a pro model, man. It's crazy. What else? Yeah, there are only about probably 13 boards for sale. So shit, I think I was supposed to call my aunt. 13 boards for sale. Sorry, I'm distracted. No way, my cousin is a dad? What the fuck? Not 300. 320 is about $20 too much. Dude, my cousin is a dad. That's funny. Sorry. Yeah, it's only gonna be 13. I hope they sell out immediately, but also it's a lot of money. And honestly, I'm just grateful for all the support. So we'll see how it goes. I hope it skates well. Sorry, auntie, bro. Uncle, man, he's a dad now, bro. It's funny, there's some family drama, but I'm not gonna share that detail with you guys, man. But it's so funny, bro. This is so good. So funny, bro. Yeah. Unc status for real, bro. Yeah. Then we're gonna see, like, I wish they made more boards, because I feel like a lot of people are gonna want to get them. I have a lot of people in my DMs be like, yo, I'm gonna get your board, blah blah blah, and I'm like, chill, you haven't even seen the concave, and I haven't even tried it, so I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous. I hope I like it. I hope it comes out great. I hope the shipping company fucking ships that shit, bro. It should be on the way right now, man. These guys are taking the piss. But yeah, anyway, Unc Booger, I like it. Thanks everyone for being on the... Yeah, 300 is a bit much for untested board. That's why we're waiting for me to test it first, spend like a couple of weeks with it, and then release it. I think I'll know within a few moments if it's worth it or not. I think the construction is worth it. I think the board is probably dialed in. Fucking what's his name? Jason likes it already. They have a team rider who I'll not unveil for now, but it's from Australia. It's from Australia, man. And he's gonna skate the board. I think he's probably skating it now. I don't know if he's gonna post any footage. Maybe you'll see some footage of it. But yeah, once everything is done within less than 3 weeks, we'll know. If I don't like it, if some things are missing, then it'll probably be much cheaper. I might even forgo my cut. So it'll be much cheaper. Then we'll see. I'm definitely not in the business of trying to fleece people for money, bro. Like, bro, honestly, like, let me just check some shit. Let me just do some calculations real quick. Bro, even if you sold it for $500, it's not like I'm gonna be like a fucking millionaire through it. Even if you sold it for $250, it's not like I'll be a fucking millionaire through it. You know what I mean? Like, but I just want people to be paid fairly. Like, Shangang have worked hard on this shit. So, you know, and then also you gotta look at the market as well. Like, it's below market rate. So, you know, and they do make good boards, bro. Like, they made the fucking CR 1500 and all the other stuff that they've made. So, you know, should be fire. So yeah, that's it for the stream. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Anyone have any other questions? do let me know within the next 2 minutes, but I think I'm done. I'm exhausted, man. What? For fuck's sake, that shit crazy. I'm an uncle now. Hilarious. Yeah, man, my cousin was out there. Is this guy still on the stream? I'm about to say some like fucking wild shit. Anyway, bye guys. See ya. I need to answer a call. And yeah, take care. See ya.